That's Rishi. I'm Michael, and this is take 2 of the week that was because I screwed up. I deleted the video accidentally, but here we are. But yeah, we are here to talk about the Canucks again. Unfortunately, they, like me, screwed up and lost 4 games in a row.
Yeah, like you just said, the Canucks, they lost 4 games in a row, by far and away the worst week they've had all season. They kicked it off in Anaheim, lost 4-0. They played brutal. Then they went to LA the next night, lost 2-1 in overtime. They played brutal. But then they came back home. They played Dallas. They did lose 4-2 though, and they played brutal. And then they capped it off against a big rival, Boston. They lost 4-0, and guess what? They played brutal.
I sense a trend here. Yeah, the Canucks played 4 games this week. They only scored 3 goals. Were shut out twice. In Anaheim, they only had 25 shots on goal, which is, it's okay.
It's respectable, I guess.
They still
Not
lost
great.
the game. Yeah, they still lost the game. And then they go over to LA, where they were able to get 16 shots on net. And they get a point out of that thanks to Markstrom, who played probably the best game this season. And then afterwards, they played Dallas, where they get 16 shots on goal, another L. And then, to cap it off, we played Boston, where we improved.
We had 17 shots that
17
game.
shots! But they still take the L. So that's a thing. So the season has been unraveling for the Canucks. We started the year off 6-2-4, and now the last 16 games we're 3-9-4.
Yeah, 3-9-4 in the last 16 games. That's awful, we all know that. But when you're not getting secondary scoring, it's almost to be expected. Because other than the Sedins and Hansen right now, no one's doing anything. The Sedins kind of cooled off this week, but they were still responsible for all 3 of our measly goals. No one else did anything this week. Horvat, Bravada, Burrows, Higgins, Bershi. The D did nothing at all. The Sedins have been fantastic, but we just can't expect them to carry us throughout the whole season. We still have 54 games left, plenty of time to get it around. But right now, it doesn't seem like anyone is doing anything out there. Someone, please, just step up and do something.
And the goaltending has been okay.
Alright.
I mean, it's been alright. I mean, Anaheim, meh. LA, Markstrom performance of the year so far.
Definitely fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for the 1 point.
Thank you.
Dallas, Miller played well.
I thought he played great. I thought he made a lot of big saves.
And Boston, we can forget about that game. That was bad. But yeah, I mean, the goaltending has been alright, but that defense needs to improve. We say it every video, so we won't hammer it home too much, but seriously, Hamhuis, come on, man. We know you're taking steps back, and we know you're getting older, but it's so hard for us to watch him just continue to give up the puck. So brutal. And Edler, like, you know what? The entire defense sucks. We're fucking atrocious. Just, can someone get better? Can we just get good?
So, the secondary scoring sucks. The D sucks. The goaltending's been alright. But you know, we're 28 games into the season now. And coaching, you gotta start looking at it. I'm not trying to get too ahead of ourselves here. But again, we're 3-9-4 in our last 16. One thing that really hit me was in that Boston game, we're down 3-0 going into the 3rd period. Willie D decides to not make a single lineup change. No one's moving up, no one's moving down. Everyone stayed with who they started the game with. It didn't work the last 2 games, Willie. I don't know why it would work in the 3rd period. And again, I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but just seeing how the way the Canucks played this last week, it just reminded me a lot of how the Canucks played towards the end of the Tortorella year, where they just looked disinterested. They didn't care. And that's how they've played this whole week. I mean, again, 3 goals in 4 games. Something's got to change there.
But hey, I mean, let's reel it back a little bit. We're only 2 points out of a playoff spot, out of 2nd place, sorry, in the Pacific.
Yeah.
But I mean, do we even really want to make playoffs with this team? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
That's the question of the week right there. Anyways, let's do some injury updates. So let's get our minds off of it. But we're gonna start it off with some bad news. Brandon Sutter's out for another 4 to 6 weeks with a sports hernia surgery. He had surgery on his sports hernia. But hey, we got Ben Hunn back.
Yay!
Yes! Yes! So Ben Hunn is back. Hopefully he can start scoring some points because I want to see that wink again. I haven't seen it in a while. And one more thing, Brandon Prust. To end the Boston Bruins game, I don't know if you saw it. You probably did. If you didn't, you probably heard about it. Brandon Prust speared Marchand in the fun spot. So that was a thing as well. And the league actually ended up coming back at him with a $5,000 fine. No suspension.
Yeah. Wow.
They probably understood that as Brad Marchand, so they were just like, yo, you know what, man? It's all good.
They slipped him a thank you letter at the same time.
But Prust's reaction was probably the best part of it all. Today, when he was asked about the suspension, he said this.
Best money I ever spent.
Well done. Good response.
Well played. But yeah, you know, he did kind of pull a Brad Marchand on Brad Marchand. So, no more of that press, please. It's a little embarrassing.
But thankfully, that week is done. Canucks are moving forward. They got 3 games coming up now. They play tonight against Buffalo.
West Coast Express night, so we finally have something to cheer about.
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah, everyone show up for the first 10 minutes, and then we can all just go home.
And then they have the Rangers Wednesday night. That's going to be a really tough game. Rangers are killing it. And then they start another long road trip. 6 games, and they kick it off in Chicago. So, I don't sense a good week coming up for the Canucks.
But that will wrap up another episode of the week that was. So thank you for tuning in. Like always, click subscribe if you haven't already, and like us if you like us. As well as share with friends because, you know, that helps.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, as for now, let's hope the Canucks get some shots on nets, some pucks on nets.
Goals. Goals are nice.
Yeah, goals too.
Goals.
I think that's how we win games.
That is.
But yeah, that will wrap it up. Peace.